Welcome back to Garage K. My name is David and today we'll be working on my 1998 Toyota Altezza. More specifically, fitting a wideband O2 sensor. Pro tip, buy yourself one of these if you don't have one. Make your life easier. We're just going to fight with it. There we go, O2 sensor out. The side panel, you just pull and break it. It is actually how it comes apart. You just have to pull. I guess sometimes they break. The wiring for the O2 sensor comes through there, runs along there, and then plugs in over here. So I'll just cut it off as far over this way as possible and then connect it to the PLX and run it straight up there. I thought I was recording twice and I wasn't, so you didn't get to see me cut the O2 sensor off this and you didn't get to see me pull it through the hole, but that's okay, we're here. I wanted to get to the back side of the plug so I could see the OEM wiring and determine which wire does what based on the wiring diagrams. So all I did was stuck my pick underneath this little clip here and pulled and it let go. We need the white wire. I'm gonna plug this in and see which one the white wire is. So the blue wire is the one you want, or second from the bottom if yours are different colors. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to depin the other three and we're only going to have the blue wire coming out. No chance of shorting, no chance of any problems. I'm going to pop open this white protector thing. Make sure you don't slip and shoot yourself in the finger with your pick. Right, now we go in from this end here on the upside like that. Pull the little tab up as you pull the cable and it will pop straight out. So I use my index finger and my thumb to pull a little bit on there. I'm not pulling at the moment, but as soon as my pick goes in there and lifts up the little tab, start pulling and it'll come straight out. That's 2 and that's 3. Hold the blue, pull the others out. And it was at this point that I realized that the blue wire wouldn't be long enough to make it all the way to the center of the dash. I don't like joining wires. I'm good at it, but I don't like doing it. Take this to the shed, find one that's longer, depin the blue, put my new wire where the blue one was, and then I won't have a join. Found this red wire that goes in. It's much longer, so that will plug in down here. Perfect. And I won't have to join it at all. It looks OEM, mate. It plugs into there. I just cut a slit in the grommet from the OEM O2 sensor so I can fit it to the sensor for the PLX. And we'll put some zip ties on from underneath. I'd actually forgotten that I'd fitted the short shifter. The reason I want to put the PLX under here is ease of access. There we go. Right, we're looking for ignition and it'll be one of these. Oh, I'm just going to check the wiring diagram. Oh, this is for the ETC. This is what happens when you go to Autobucks. They use Scotch locks. It's the aerial. Look at this big thing, like giant, heavy ass unit. Completely unnecessary. Beautiful. Eat shit and die. Right, now I don't know how that is being held in anymore. Oh, there's a clip. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Oh, that's so much lighter. There we go. What do you need a radio for when you've got ITBs? Now the PLX comes with a gauge and I need to find somewhere to mount that. I don't really want it visible all the time, so I figured in the ashtray might be good because no one will ever smoke in this car while I own it. Now I will tell you that what I'm going for here is a fit. Not a good fit, just a fit. I can make it good later. I'm just going to enlarge this so that my plug will fit through it. Oh wait, closes. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. It's never just one thing. In order to get my cables to run through, I now have to remove this piece. There we go. Take the little yellow clip off. So that should come out It's all good until Dave starts customizing. Then things go bad. That was pretty easy. Put it back. Let's try that again. Yep, the slot's in there really good. And that's what you get. There's a little bit of hot glue holding it in there. I'm not proud of using hot glue, but it's stuck there. If it melts, it's not going anywhere because all it really is doing is providing staying power. If I want to get that out of there, I could probably pull it out. In fact, I'm sure I could. Okay. Gone. Yep. Feed that in there like that. Yep, happy with that. I've decided to remedy the thing that I don't like about the PLX, and that is that this cable is straight while it has a connector here. I don't think that makes any sense at all. So I'm going to put in a connector here so that the gauge is separate from the wiring. I've decided to use the same plug system that PLX chose. I don't want to make the cable for the thing too short. You know, you want to be able to move it to an area where it's going to be out of the way, right? So, done. The male plug has female pins. That took way too long. I'm out here freezing. That was nightmarish. Is the cable any good now that I've been playing with it? So I'm going from the gauge side here on the black wire. Okay, so that's going to work at least. What about the other one? To the white stripe. That's going to work. So the cable works. Not my finest performance with crimping, but my crimps let me down in the end. They just don't crimp small enough to be able to do this. So I guess at some point I need to buy new crimps, but in the end I just used needle nose pliers and was able to get it done. But you have to be really, really careful, because if you squash even a little bit, if you squash this rail here, then it doesn't work, and you end up using little screwdrivers and stuff to bend it back so that it will lock in place, and it's just not fun at all. I'm not a fan of these clips at all, but anyway, that's done. So the extension cord's done. Oh, I'm freezing cold. It's cold, but I'm not having fun. Okay, I'm just in here looking for power for the PLX. I've got this set up here so that I've got my earth. I'm searching for a black and red wire. There's one over here, so let's test this. We're looking for ignition power, not accessories. So we want 2 clicks of the key. All right, that's accessories. And we've got not a lot. Go to ignition. And we get still not a lot. So try the other black and red. 11.8. All right. Let's go back to accessories. We lose power. All right. So that tells me that this black and red wire here is to the ignition. And we can tap into that to run our relay for the PLX. They went to town on this shielding. Jeez. Yeah, black and red. There she is. We're going to tap right into there. This mess is the ETC. For obvious reasons, I don't want it, and I didn't install it. This wire here is actually the accessories, and this is constant power. I don't need accessories at the moment, but I do need constant power, so why reinvent the wheel? I think we're going to investigate how this was done. Oh, she's a bit crusty. It's just crusty in here, man. Oh no, we've used a crimp. That's actually pretty good. I know we're already on a quest, but I think this is a decent side quest. Friends don't let friends put scotch locks on. Because this is now damaged, we'll cut it off there, and then we'll use this amount, what's left, to connect up a bullet terminal. I'm depinning this and putting heat shrink on instead of using tape. Put that back in. Let's have a look at this disaster. Ooh, the crustiness. Again, we're twisted together and then put a crimp over the top. Again, I'm going to cut this back about there. Now that is no longer part of the equation. Put in our nice heat shrink, which only just fits. Okay, those two are in there. Tape those together so that they are solid. Decided to run with these. This is a double bullet, and the reason for that is I'll never have to do this again. One of them's going to a relay for the PLX, which could double up to any number of devices, and then I'd have a spare one for whatever the hell I like. This is kind of future-proofing it, if you will. See that? Nice and tidy. You can run as much as you like off that. You run 2 relays and then whatever you want. 1,000 gauges, if you like. And that's just a trigger. This is running from the stereo, which is a 15 amp fuse. 15 amps is more than enough. The PLX uses 5, I think. Not even. Give it the old crimperoo. Gonna give this a bit of heat to help persuade it while fitting it. That's perfect. There we go. Done. Much neater. Looks like there's quite a few sins going on in here as well, so we're going to try and remedy that. First is zip ties. Cut off these food ties. Come on. Ugh, horrible. Now we've just got this one wire here, which is an earth. It's connected to here, so I think I just need a 10mm spanner to undo that. This is our earth here, so I think I might just put a ring terminal on and then do what they did. Now let me just explain what a relay is, what it does, and why we want one in simple terms. A relay is just an electronic switch. When you put power to this, it makes it magnetic, and that turns this on. That allows power to flow through like this. Now, why would you want that? Well, a car's circuits are designed to run as they are with very little change, so adding something that demands a lot of power can cause issues. The relay itself requires very little power to activate, so it won't cause any problems, but we can use it to trigger a higher capacity wire, which is what we want. In this case, we want the ignition to turn on the PLX, but we don't want the power for the PLX to run through the ignition. We want the power to come from a place that has a higher power rating and is designed for expansion, such as the radio. So we use the ignition to flip the relay switch, allowing power to go to the PLX from the radio circuit. I had a wardrobe change because I went on another side quest involving this here, and I'll explain that in a future video. Need to undo this locking system here. Done. Now we need the black and red wire. Just going to single it out so that I can pull on it a little bit. Simple as that. Get my extension ready, twist that up and solder it, bang on some heat shrink. Put that back in there, lock it back up again. Slide this on here, like that. I'm going to put a couple of skinny zip ties in these grooves here. So it seems like 3 zip ties was a magic number. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't think any water's getting in there in a hurry. Connect this back up. Done. There's the PLX. Perfect.